Want the same energy. So hello everyone, very good morning. Okay, can I listen one good morning from the right hand side? Okay, from the middle row. And the left side. Lovely, and all together. All right, so today we are a little late because of the yogathon that has just finished. So we are starting with day 3 of 26th National Youth Festival, and we all have gathered here for the Youth Summit. So are you all ready for the last day? Only 2 are ready, I believe. Are you all ready for the next session? Yes, so this is going to be the third day, the last day, and we're starting with the first session of today. I need some energy, guys. Can I start with NSS clap? Let us kickstart the third day and the first session of today. Come on, everybody. Thank you, everyone. So let me invite and introduce our speakers for today. And let me also mention the topic for today would be climate change and disaster reduction. So please put a huge round of applause and let's welcome on stage the speaker for today's session, Mr. Lakshmikant Balaji on stage. Come on, everybody, who is the founder and CEO at Raincobe, a renewable energy company, pioneering the world's first motion-free optical tracking system for solar photovoltaic cells. Previously with Cisco System, has played a lead role in several networking projects and has also received 3 Cisco Pioneer Awards. And Balaji sir also holds about 13 USPTO approved patents. So here we have our first speaker for today's first session, Mr. Lakshmikant Balaji. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause. Come on, everyone. It's time to welcome our next speaker for the first session of Day 3 at National Youth Festival. That is Mr. Srinivasa sir on stage, please. Board member at Youth for Parivartan and member of Indian Roots Foundation. Let's have the NSS clap for our speaker for Day 3, Session 1. That is Mr. Srinivasa sir. Huge round of applause, girls and boys. Come on. And now we have another speaker to join us on stage, Dr. Shrisha Bhatt, Assistant Professor in Physics at Vivekananda Degree College, and also specialization in thin films, material synthesis, nanoelectronics, nanostructures, microscopy, and atomic force microscopy. Research-oriented, dedicated, and result-driven with a passion for learning new concepts, quickly to utilize the gained knowledge efficiently while being flexible to work in any environment. So here we have Dr. Shrisha Bhatt on stage. Let's have the NSS clap and welcome our next speaker as well. So are we all ready to kickstart the first day, the first session of today? Let's welcome the moderator for this session, Dr. Mukund Raj, and I request Mukund sir to please proceed with today's session.
Again, namaskar again. I will jump right in. Mr. Balaji, please, requesting you to do the honors.
Hi all. Okay. Fine? Audible? Yeah, so sir mentioned Balaji. So we have a similar name, Srinivasa, taking the first slot. Fine, sir? Okay. Fine, guys. Good morning. Namaskara. First of all, ellarigu Sankranti Habbada Shubhashayagalu. When I came in the morning, I could see that you're all from different parts of the country, different lands. It gives me immense happiness to celebrate this festival of land, this festival of earth, this festival of nature with you all people at my home, Karnataka. So thank you for that. Now, sir did give me an introduction saying Youth for Parivartan and multiple other organizations, Indian Roots Foundation, etc. So I think I share this thought with most of the people in the audience. So we are randomly going out in the street. Some kids will be playing cricket. Okay? We have just crossed 20, reaching 30. The ball comes towards us. What would the kids shout? They are playing cricket. The ball comes towards us. What would the kids shout? Uncle ball. The word uncle comes in. And then we go back to our house. We open WhatsApp and Instagram. We see our childhood friends posting story of their children saying first day at school. So identity crisis. Are we youth? Then there will be some noise outside the window. We go out to see what is that noise. Some teenagers will be making noise, just like you people. And the first thing which comes to mind is, Hamara zamana mein is tarah nahi tha. In our time, it was not like this. Now, again, identity crisis. Now, the answer is, being a youth is being a youth at heart. Age is just a number. Having said this, I would skip all my content and directly go into a demo. Fine? Perfect? Okay. Hello? Yes. I have something in my hand which is basically the main core ingredient in every middle class house. Any guesses what this is? No. This is actually a jhola or a bag, inside which there is another bag, inside which there is other bag. Accepted? We all have this in our houses? Perfect. Okay. I would need a volunteer, please. Any one volunteer. Jump on stage. 3, 2, 1. Who's first? Who's first? Who's first? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, he came first. Your name, sir? Parthu, kindly open the bag and place the items here, please. Yes, I promise there's another bag inside. No? Fine, there are 3 bags, right? Fine. Parthu, tell me, out of these 3 bags, which is eco-friendly, which is not eco-friendly? This is not eco-friendly. So this is not eco-friendly. We are all in accordance. Fine, sir. So keep that inside that bag, please. No littering. Fine, sir. We are going with the next question now. Both are eco-friendly. Which is more sustainable, which is less sustainable? I'll tell you a hint now. This is a bag which was recycled or remade from an old sari. Fine, there was an old sari. This was stitched into a bag. That bag is a new one which I just bought yesterday. Both are eco-friendly. Now the question is, which is more sustainable, which is less sustainable? That is less sustainable, the one which I restitched. Guesswork. Fine. We are in doubt? Fine. So let me clear that doubt. Thank you, sir. Normally, Partha is always in doubt and a person clears the doubt, right? As per our history, yes. So people, the topic, sustainability, a way of life, right? So let me tell you what sustainability is. Fine? With this example, both are eco-friendly, but this is a bag which was made from old sari, which was going to a dustbin maybe, correct? This is basically sustainability, fine? Why? When I purchased this new bag, eco-friendly, there was still some manufacturing done. Was there pollution because of the manufacturing? There was some carbon footprint left, right? Correct? That means I did contribute to pollution when I bought this new bag, and I didn't contribute to pollution when I made this bag out of my own. Correct? So you got the difference between sustainability? Fine. Okay. Now, thank you all for being a hero. I'm not just applying butter or pleasing you. Thank you all for being a hero, because you became a hero when you decided to take a step towards sustainability. That is by attending the session. You became a hero when you decided to learn about sustainability. You became a hero when you decided to teach someone else about sustainability. Fine? So thank you for being a hero. And applause for being a hero. Just hint, this is how you take an applause when you want it. Now, I spoke about the hero, I spoke about the story of the movie. Who's the next person whom I will speak about? I have a hero, I have a story. Who's the next person? Villain. And who is the villain now? Me? I am the villain. Plastic is the villain. Okay. Fine. So I'm neither Rocky Bai, neither I am Garuda nor Adhira. Any KGF fans here? Any KGF fans? Okay. 5 times. I'm neither Rocky Bai to be a hero, I'm neither Adhira to be a villain. I'm just Anand Ingaligi telling you the story. Fine? The villain of this particular era is disaster and climate change. Fine? A disaster need not be an Avenger level threat where Thanos and his aliens are coming down to Earth and speaking perfect English. And Nick Fury calling the Avengers to tackle them. Disaster can be as simple as toxic chemicals going into our soil. Disaster can be as complex as the entire socio-economic structure of the world falling down to the core. Due to climate change, there's a report which says there could be a 30% fall in GDP because of climate change. That is a disaster which we are looking forward. Should we look forward for that? But the report says so. Now, I told you how simple the disaster could be, how complex the disaster could be. Now, you might have heard this in your families also. What would they say? This generation is agents of disaster. Your teachers have told this to you. This is the worst class. Fill the sentence. This is the worst class. You're a teacher, ma'am. Okay. So we have all got this statement, right? But in fact, the youth today are the agents to prevent the disaster. Fine? We are the agents to prevent the disaster. Preventing disaster is the goal. The weapon for it is sustainable way of living. Fine? It could be as simple as we rejecting the paper coffee mugs and carrying a coffee mug of our own or carrying a steel bottle like that of our own. It could be as complex as we leading a zero carbon footprint life. Okay? Sustainable life is not a goal, it is multiple paths. If you have to come to this auditorium, you could come in anywhere, right? There are multiple doors, I can still see people coming in. Similarly, sustainable way of life can be entered at any age. Fine? Now, there is no single path. Each one of you can have your own path of sustainable living. So find it out and lead a sustainable life. And we'll be asking the other speakers to join in. Maybe once the session goes forward, we'll be discussing more about sustainable life and how we can lead it. And importantly, why we are talking all these things to you. Fine? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Srinivasa. And now it is time to welcome Mr. Lakshmikant Balaji, sir. So can we have the NSS clap before he begins the session?
That was a lovely story, Srinivas. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are enthralled with that storytelling skills. I'm going to give you a few images, right? So even if you don't remember much from this session, at least if you can carry some of these pictures in your mind and put in practice in your life, that would be wonderful. So I'm going to talk about what climate change is. He explained it very well in a story format, but you can see it for yourself. I'm not sure, have you got an opportunity to look at these things, but we'll talk a little bit about how it happens, right? So this is a retreating glacier in Iceland. You can see what happened in 10 years ago and what it is now, right? The glaciers have gone by 75% right? So you can see this is a Peyto Glacier. This is from Canada. Again, you can see from what it was in 1999, just 20 years ago. Probably you were not even born at that time. We had 78% glacier. I don't know whether you will be able to see the same thing in your lifetime in the next 100 years as to how it was. Right? So there is a lake, and this is a common story even in Bangalore, disappearing lakes, again brought in by climate change. You can see what it was 20 years ago and where it is going down, right? So it's an unfair expectation of you because we are giving you a world in this format, but it is what it is and we need to do what we need to do. Right? This is another Antarctica ice shelf that has disappeared, and we are finding new islands underneath the ice shelf. The entire continent is being reformed or reshaped in the last 20 years. And this we would have known because it's closer home. This has happened in Indonesia. Of course, it happened recently in Pakistan and Bangladesh also. In our neighborhood in Chennai, in some parts of Bangalore, we are seeing this. And what is the root cause? Why we are seeing this now and why we didn't see this 20 years ago or 30 years ago, right? So what happened, right? And how did it happen? So what scientists tell us is it's because of the carbon emissions that we generate from the coal-based power plants that we have, right? So this auditorium is now running on power that is coming from burning coal somewhere in Bellary or somewhere in north of Karnataka or some part of Jharkhand. We take this coal and make these power plants, and that is how this auditorium is running, right? 70% of the power that we use today is coming from coal. Of course, the other pollution that we all know that we live together today is with the emissions in our urban areas, right? So just to give you an idea, what happens with this burning of coal or burning of this fossil fuel is that we only take 25% of the energy, right, that we put in as petrol and diesel in our cars, all right, that gets converted to actual movement. So what happens to the remaining 75%? Can somebody read the slide and tell me? 40% goes as exhaust gas, right? And that is what we call a soot. So, why? And why does the heat build up in terms of this, why does the climate change? So here's a nice slide which explains what happens, right? When the carbon exhaust from your vehicles goes into the atmosphere, right? So it creates a layer of carbon dioxide on the atmosphere, and the heat that travels, that is supposed to travel back from the Earth into the atmosphere, gets trapped. And that is why you see the temperatures of the global, this thing rising, the seas are rising, and our land temperature are also going up. So what are the different constituents of this, right? So one is the electricity we saw, the other is the manufacturing, even agriculture, housing is contributing to these common emissions. Right, we'll go a little bit about, we saw the problems. So this could be your future, this could be where you would get employed, this could be where you would be doing majority of your work in the next 20 years. How do we mitigate this problem that we have created, and what are the different measures, right? What we need to do basically is balance, right, the nature, right? What we have created, when we have created an imbalance of creating so much CO2, can we reduce it? Can we bring it down to a balance where we can also have development and, as Mr. Srinivas said, a sustainable lifestyle, right? So there are different ways of approaching this. We can go towards wind, solar, or hydro. We'll talk a little bit more about wind and what India is doing in solar. We are going to go towards 450 gigawatts in 2030. And we have abundant of solar energy across the world. So one of the narratives that India is building is that, can we have a grid connection from Middle East to India to Australia so that when there is sunlight in Australia, we can get power from Australia, and when there is sunlight in India, we can give power to Saudi Arabia or the Middle East. What we call as, instead of shipping containers with oil, can we do undersea cables? Right? This is where employment opportunities are going to happen. This is where the world is going towards, so we can have a more meaningful and sustainable lifestyle. Can we make our buildings into a mini forest? Can we make our urban locations, which is full of concrete, into a green oasis like this? Right? These are the avenues for which employment generation, job creation, and a sustainable lifestyle is going to come in towards. And of course, right, something that you already see is, right, we're already seeing a lot of electric vehicles and electric cars. If you are planning to buy a vehicle, go for an electric one, right? Or push it out by a year and a half until they become affordable, so you can go towards electric. And the last thing that I want to put in your thought process is green hydrogen. This is another alternative fuel that we are looking at in addition to electric and renewable energy. Right? This is also a huge employment generator and the way we are marching towards. And there are other technologies where, okay, fine, there is enough carbon in the atmosphere. What can we do with it? Can we collect all of this carbon and put it underneath the ground? That's what we call as carbon capture and sequestration. There's a lot of work going on, and this could also be a potential research area if any one of you are looking forward to going in that direction. With that, I'll stop. And I'll give a last two things as to what we are doing. We are making sure the agricultural land that we have today is also used for energy generation, so the agricultural land becomes dual purpose. This is a pilot that we have done. And last, in terms of what you can do, right? You can plant a tree, right? That would be going a long way in reducing the carbon in whatever form, and right, in your house, in your office, in your college, you can contribute to reducing the carbon emissions. With that, I'll stop and I'll pass it on to the next speaker now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would just want to make an announcement. I hope you all are writing down your questions. Chits have been given to you, so program officers and volunteers are requested to please coordinate. ओके जिनको चिट्स नहीं मिली है वो प्लीज़ ले लें, वापस कलेक्ट कर लें, और आपका नाम, स्टेट का नाम अलॉन्ग विथ योर क्वेश्चंस लिखने के बाद प्लीज़ उन चिट्स को फोल्ड करके अपने प्रोग्राम ऑफिसर्स या वॉलंटियर्स को ज़रूर दे दीजिएगा. I repeat, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಹೆಸರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಚಿಟ್ಟನ್ನು ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಅಥವಾ ವಾಲಂಟಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಆರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ದ ಸೆಷನ್. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀಶಾ ಭಟ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. Can we have the NSS clap as we welcome him here again to continue the session?
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I'm an academician. At the same time, I'm the founder of an NGO named Akanksha Trust. We have 200 plus volunteers. Based on that experience, so I'll be sharing some of informations related to water conservation. First of all, before going to water conservation, I just wanted to, next slide please. This, I think today morning they've given this, and we can see everywhere about sustainable development goals, and even the Niti Aayog, Government of India, the state governments is really working hard for this particular cause. But unfortunately, most of the youth are not aware of this, but the current, the youth festival, I've seen wherever I see the posters, we have this SDG logo. But in the other countries, especially when they are in class 6 or 5, they have projects especially related to sustainable development goals. So now let's concentrate on the SDG number 6, that's clean water and sanitation. So when it comes to sustainability, generally we talk about recycling, all those things, but there are three very important factors. So if these three factors matches right, then this sustainability will achieve. So the first one is environment. If we concentrate only on environment, then our economy may be a big failure. So it's not possible for the people to live. Similarly, if you consider only society, then also it's a problem. So all the three aspects should go in hand. So then only we can call that our nation is sustainable, or sustainability, the term called as a sustainability. So this we have to understand. And going next, so why the importance of water conservation in India? So I request all the delegates to just close your eyes for 10 seconds and just imagine your day without water. Just 10 seconds. Just close your eyes and just imagine your day without water. It's highly impossible, right? But now the UN has declared that our country, that is India, is a water stressed country. So that you all know, because for example, if we consider this in Karnataka, North Karnataka, or Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, there are several states where people have to walk very long distance to get the pure water, or they are getting the water, but it's not a pure water. So there are a lot of problems happening across India. So that's why our India is considered as a water stressed country. So even there are 7 states in our country, and they are called as a water stressed country. So that's why government has taken several initiatives. See, for example, I'll give one example. When I was when I was in class 6 or 7, when I used to travel, actually I came from Mangalore. It's a south part of Karnataka, Dakshina Kannada. So there, I used to travel. When I used to travel to Mangalore, I could see a lot of wetlands on the roadside. But after this, now I am 32 years old. So, when I look back, so I could see a lot of, wetlands. But now I could not see even one wetlands there, where the maximum number of, water can be gone through the groundwater. But that's not there. Similarly, you can see the cities like Bangalore or any of the city that matter. So we cannot see the ponds or lakes that had, previously in 10, 20 years back. So also the groundwater. You all know that in India, most of the water will be used for agriculture purpose. So 85% of the water will be used for agriculture, and we use more number of groundwater. So that's the biggest problem. Also, we are polluting, especially we are polluting surface water. So that's one more issue that we can discuss later, but that's the main issue. So maybe Niti Aayog has given the, go to the next slide, please. And see, this is the, the data given by the Niti Aayog. So you can see the scores on the side, and you can also see the demand of the water supply. See, by 2030, the demand of water supply will be very, very huge. So during the independence, so we had 6,000 plus cubic meter of water. Okay, that's how we measure, the availability of water. But now it's around 1,400 plus. But when it comes 2030, it will be more than, it will be less 2,100 plus. So there's a big issue that everyone has to think on. Next slide. So what are the initiatives that government has taken now? And I'm sure most of the youth are not much aware of it. And we have to involve in these initiatives so that we can achieve all of our states, with a very, very good amount of water. So, and also I'll take some examples of the individuals that have taken very good initiatives, especially in this water conservation. So first one, Atal Bhujal Yojana. So most of the time we have heard this recharging of the groundwater. So as I said in the beginning, there are 7 states in India, so that's called as a water stressed states. So in that state, they have initiated, central government has initiated this Atal Bhujal Yojana, where the recharging of the groundwater has to be done through these projects. Especially the Panchayat Raj or the Gram Panchayat is involved in this. And next, so this is Jal Jeevan Mission. So you know, most of the rural part in India, they are not getting pure water, and they have to walk very long distance to get the water. But through this mission, the government is planning to achieve by 2024 to get water, especially tap water, in every household. But even it's not very successful in most of the part because it requires people commitment as well. So next, yeah. So Catch the Rain. This is one more initiative that government started recently. So Catch the Rain, where it falls, where it falls, when it falls. So this is a national water mission. It was inaugurated by the President of India. So this also, the government is investing a lot in that. But, most of the youth, those who are living in rural areas or in the urban, they're not much aware of this particular program. So next, let's see some individual. How many of you know about this lady? Anyone? No. So Amla, she has done great work in water, and she's called as a water mother of India. She has done more than 200 check dams in Rajasthan. She's basically from Mumbai. Why I'm saying this? Because most of the time we, point our fingers to government. So it's not possible to change everything from the government side, but we also have to involve in the system. So she's the one, started in the 90s. She's basically from Mumbai, but she had her complete work in Rajasthan, and she has done more than 200 check dams. Especially, she has helped more than 1,000, villages in Rajasthan. So he's a water hero, Ayappa Masgi from Karnataka. He has done several 1,000+ water-based conservation projects across 11 states of our country. So he is also a great achiever. He has started this particular projects from Karnataka, and now he has spread out in 11 states of our country. Next, we can see he's Dr. Rajendra Singh. He's India's waterman. So he has done tremendous work in Rajasthan. He has done a lot of mud dams in Rajasthan, and he has helped a lot of people in Rajasthan. So these are some examples that I've given. Of course, there are many people. So now I'll take some questions to you. So what we can do? And end of the day, we can discuss a lot of the things. We complain about the system. We always talk about the change, but who will take the in charge of bringing the change? So let's discuss how that can be done. Yeah. Next, and see. So as I said, I started with my friends. I started an NGO called Akanksha in the year 2012. And most of the time, we think while starting NGO, we need a lot of fund. But really, no. But since 10 years, we are working, and we have 200+ volunteers. All the volunteers are working on completely voluntary basis. Okay? And we always think when we start something, we need fund. Actually, no. We have started with zero, but now we have started working with government of Karnataka, especially with the Panchayat Raj government. So why I'm saying this? Because I can see a lot of NSS volunteers here. So you have the caliber to change the country in a positive mindset. So the first one is volunteering. As I said, so there are several campaigns running in Karnataka, or all over India. But unfortunately, the people are not aware. All the Gram Panchayats are involved in these particular projects. I just ask some questions. How many of you are engaged with your Gram Panchayat till now? Anyone? See the number. Very few. There are a lot of Gram Sabhas are happening in Gram Panchayats. How many of you have attended Gram Sabhas? Nice. So this is mandatory. If you attend these kind of things, and then you will get to know how much fund they have allocated to your Gram Panchayat for Jal Jeevan Mission. So then, you can claim, or you can ask the Panchayat to implement that particular scheme in your area. So that's why that volunteering has to be done. And startup or social entrepreneurship that you can do. See, the government of every state government or the central government is really giving a lot of funds to start up. or social entrepreneurship. So we can just take that angle, especially for water conservation. And then plant trees campaign, there are certain trees which helps a lot for groundwater, but there are some trees like acacia plant which which will be a great threat for groundwater. So that also you have to keep in mind. So less water consumption campaign. So I just give some along with that. See, most of the time we use a face wash, right? Face wash. So in that face wash, you have seen bubble, right? Bubbles. Did you see that bubbles in the face wash? But actually it's a microplastic. Okay, we know they'll be giving a lot of advertisements like pores and everything, but it will directly go to water and it's a microplastic. And recently I've seen microplastic is found in the human body, right? So it's everything goes through water. So that's why we have to think in that angle as well. Also, the consumption campaign, especially the usage of water, using most technologies like whatever you see in the airport. While using the water will come and immediately it will get stopped. So that kind of initiatives that you can take. And as I said in the beginning, so we have to involve in the panchayat level. So then only we can bring the positive change. And remember one thing before concluding. So most of the time we think. Actually, this was told by my, one of the friend, Meghna, and she told, like, most of the time, this water or any of the resources, we think it's ours. But actually, we have to, safeguard it for the future generation as well. See, we are under threat. Maybe our kids in the coming days, they are under threat, maybe 100% more. So we have to be very careful, and most of the time when it comes to water conservation or plastic management or these things, we think that what I'll change with a single person. No, it's highly possible. So just I'll give an example. If you save water in one home, if we consider, or I'll give exact data, for one home, if there are 4 people, then we need at least 1,000 liters of water per day. Okay, and if you save at least 5 liters of water, individually 5 liters of water, and then multiplied by the number of people in India, maybe you can take 100 crores, 100 crores into 5 liters of water. Just think, it's a big change. So that's how individual can make a change. So I request all the youth, be the change, be the change you want to see. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I believe it's always, we all wait for somebody else to start and then we follow. But Shisha sir was very clear that why don't you start and at least do it for yourself. Meanwhile, by the end, we know what the records say. So thank you once again to all the speakers. It was a wonderful session by all of you. And now it is time for panel discussion. Meanwhile, I request all the students to please give your question chits to the volunteers and the program officers. So can we begin with the panel discussion now?
पैनलिस्ट थैंक यू वेरी मच, धन्यवाद। कल से एक प्रश्न पूछा गया कि हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, हम जो युवा है क्या कर सकते हैं इन नेशन बिल्डिंग, व्हाट कैन वी डू इन नेशन बिल्डिंग, एज एनएसएस व्हाट कैन वी डू, हम लोग रूरल में क्या कर सकते हैं। सो आई थिंक टुडे all of you and especially Dr. Shisha Bhatt, you have told what individually they can contribute. I would like to share a story. एक संगठन है भारतीय जैन संघ, जो यादगीर, जहाँ पानी बहुत कम है, पिछले साल उन्होंने पीपीपी, क्योंकि कुछ प्रश्न आए थे कल पीपीपी के बारे में, there was a question on how people participation can help. They have dredged the soil, farmers have taken the soil, तो वहाँ alluvial soil भी मिल गया farmers के लिए, यहाँ जो soil था वो dredge हो गया, पानी आना शुरू हुआ। अभी जहाँ पानी नहीं है गांव में, now the water tank is completely full. I'm just sharing one example. All the examples that Dr. Shisha Bhatt has shared will be a similar engagement where millions of people have benefited. So, Gram Panchayat mein jo bhi hai, all the NSS volunteers who are a part of the Gram Panchayat, please see to it that you participate in at least water conservation. Now, my general question to you is a very quick bite before I think they're collating questions. How can the youth actually help in the renewable energy space or the sustainable development? Because ultimately, energy is the biggest demand in the future. हम लोग बहुत सारे बात करते हैं, whether it's a carbon, whether it's carbon credit, whether it's water conservation, solar energy, electronic, बहुत सारे, there are so many options. Very quick, how do you see? May I start from here? He's the nearest to me.
Yeah. So, as I said in the beginning, in most of the countries, they start educating kids in class 6 or 7. So, when I visit the schools or colleges, we do a lot of hackathons. Most of the time, when we do this hackathon, we will, collect the data or collect the points, so that, people or youth will get some ideas. And through this hackathon, I request all the NSS, volunteers here, you take an initiative in your college and conduct some hackathons, especially related to water conservation or any of the topic, and based on that, bring some solutions. And I think UNDP also always conduct these kind of programs for the students. So if you do these kind of initiatives, so you will get some idea and you will start working in the ground. Maybe you will start helping people 1 or 2 initially, and then automatically it will grow up to the next level. Similarly, you visit the schools and you conduct these kind of hackathons. So I strongly believe this hackathon will change one's mindset. That advice I just wanted to give, sir.
Hi again. So when we speak of energy, we have to speak of people who have energy. Right? So youth can definitely take part in this by volunteering. Okay? We are all busy in complaining, right? That is not right. This is happening. A disaster is about to come. But how many of us are acting towards it? So we have to stop complaining and start acting. So how can we do that? Sir, can you please play the PPT maybe? So, PPT maybe, yeah. So this is how we can change the world and walk towards sustainability. Okay, that is still me. Yep. Yeah. So this is a group of volunteers called Youth for Parivartan, wherein we go and clear the waste, solid waste, which is thrown over the streets of Bengaluru. So we go to different places in Bengaluru and we clean. The main core concept of sustainability is refuse, recycle, and reuse. Remember the RRR, refuse, recycle, reuse. And also, youth can go into plantation drives like this to increase the forest cover. We all celebrate festivals. How many of us are bringing in the plaster of Paris Ganesha during Ganesha festival? The huge ones. Do you think Ganesha will be happy with us harming the nature? No, right? We can go with clay Ganesha, which we can prepare in our own houses, and a sustainable one. Deepavali is definitely the biggest festival, and instead of buying those plastic diyas and keeping in our hand and posing, we can definitely make our own diyas with clay, which is sustainable again. How many of you study? Is it a right question to ask the students? How many of you study? Do you use books? Fine. I am from old generation, maybe I was using books. You're still using books? Perfect. Books have pages? Fine. How many pages will be left in every book once you finish your exam, which you will never see again? Some 20, 30 pages? Imagine an entire college wasting 20, 30 pages. So you as youth can volunteer and bind those 20, 30 pages into a brand new book and give it to students who don't have them. In turn, you're helping education and leading a sustainable life. Girls in the auditorium, menstruation has been a taboo in the society since long. We have to break that taboo, and Youth for Parivartan, the organization which I'm working for, we go to colleges and schools, which you also have to do, and teach them about sustainable menstrual products. Menstruation is a natural cause, and using the biodegradable pads for long is harmful. So we can definitely shift to this silicone cups and biodegradable products. And we have to teach them to. So finally, it is not enough if we just learn. You youth have the energy to change the world. So kindly go out there, talk in your colleges, talk in your schools, make a discussion group, and kindly save the environment and be sustainable. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, I come from the renewable energy background. So, some of you said you are interested in the Gram Panchayat and you participate in it. So, for those who can participate in it, right, just think about this, right? Every village needs a drinking water source. It also needs electricity, right? So, you can build a small power plant that would only power that particular village. Right, so you get 11 to 3 of sunshine and you should be able to get 11 to 3 of power plant, right? It doesn't cost much. Every village, there are 6 lakh villages, and if 6 lakh power plants are being built, and that itself would be a huge value addition to the carbon reduction, the sustainability, right? And it also helps in the agro-economy of the villages, right? That's something that you can think about when you go back to your panchayats, go back to your gram sabhas, talk about it. See how you can embed solar in a rural agricultural lifestyle, right? That would be the biggest takeaway. And when you make these solar parks or solar based power plants also include water and plants as part of the sustainable ecosystem in that. So with that said, we will go to some of these questions now.
एक्चुअली वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. तो मैं पहले सवाल, उत्तर प्रदेश शिखर चौरासिया कहाँ है आप? यूपी. आपका सवाल ये है, आई विल जस्ट रीड इट आउट, कि ये बोल रहे हैं कि विकसित राष्ट्रों में क्लाइमेट चेंज पर बड़ी चर्चा तो करते हैं, किंतु प्रतिस्पर्धी की अंधी दौड़ में प्रदूषण. एब्सोल्युटली राइट, क्योंकि कंपटीशन है. बेसिकली ही इज आस्किंग वेल दे आर प्रीचिंग, दे आर नॉट प्रैक्टिसिंग व्हाट दे आर प्रीचिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ ऑल द डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज. कुछ राष्ट्र जो नॉर्डिक देश है, जैसे स्वीडन, नॉर्वे एंड ऑल, दे आर परफेक्टली बैलेंस्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ पोल्यूशन. बट अल्टीमेटली देयर इज अ ट्रेड ऑफ. इकोनॉमिक्स में हम बोलते हैं देयर इज अ ट्रेड ऑफ. इफ यू वांट समथिंग यू हैव टू गिव समथिंग. तो स्लोली वो हो रहा है. इनफैक्ट इंडिया इज वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट developed countries in terms of climate change in the last 7-8 years or 10 years. Especially last 3-4 साल में we have become, I think, हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, IND, that is nationally declared carbon footprint जो हम लोग reduce कर रहे हैं, we are on the top, we are maintaining our targets. But जैसे ये panelists बोल रहे हैं और बहुत सारे experts बोल रहे हैं, you need more development, it will come in. It will take some time. Because हम अभी पता चल रहा है कि प्रदूषण कर रहे हैं. Obviously, all the developed countries have created a pollution. Now they're trying to solve the pollution. It will take a little time. Then my next question, I'll address the panelists.
Can
Yeah,
I
please.
answer that
Yeah,
question?
please.
So don't take the Nordic example that he gave. You can see because of the Ukraine war, they are going and opening back the coal power plants.
I agree.
I think the biggest example is India for you, and follow whatever the government is doing at Gram Panchayat level, and I think we will have a great future in that direction. I wouldn't recommend following.
No,
any
no.
of
What
the
I meant
Nordic-
is you was telling about the hypocrisy.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
then
that was the part I was mentioning.
Yeah. Then that is very true. Sorry.
Sir. No, now it's a question open. In not done this. Okay. We're all talking. This is Aparna Srivastava, Rajasthan se. Yeah, Aparna is telling we are all talking about sustainable development. Isn't it just an idealistic approach? Won't it cause marginalization of the poor and to unemployment? That is one, broadly. If it is, I will take it if it is there. How will government make people, that's the rural, understand about sustainable development goals? If it is okay, I will take it, or if anyone wants to answer, can. Okay, basically SDG क्या है? घर में क्या बोलते हैं? कितना खाना चाहिए उतना खा लीजिए, वेस्ट मत कीजिए. इसको हम लोग ब्रांड करते हैं SDG 12, that is called responsible consumption and production. जो हम लोग घर में करते हैं उसको ब्रांड करके they have all put it. घर में क्या बोलते हैं? पानी वेस्ट मत कीजिए. Again it comes to one of the goals. So all this पौष्टिक आहार खाइए. It comes to SDG 2. Basically हम लोग क्या करते हैं दिन नित्य? Whatever we practice in a day has been branded into it because this is for all the countries. This is not only for India, this is across the globe. If you look at it, the joke is countries like India have traditionally followed sustainable development, but it has come back to us in terms of a branding, but that is how the world is. We are already there. So this is my answer to it.
I want
my
to
take.
add on to this. No matter what change the policy makers want to bring in the society, there will be a weapon used against the policy making. That is, what about the poor people? Instead of a concern, nowadays it has become a weapon. When it comes to sustainability, we can vouch that people who are in poor areas, they are more sustainable life leading than people who are in the rich areas. Because who are the people who waste food? The poor or the rich? The rich. Who are the people who are consuming lots of plastic? Poor or the rich? Who are the people who are just grabbing things out of trend? Today there's a trend of fidget spinner. You remember those fidget spinners? Who are the people who bought the fidget spinners? The poor or the rich? The rich, right? So sustainable way of living is for sure a boon to the poor, and the rich will have to understand that they have to come out of their comfort zone. So for sure it is not affecting the poor. Thank you.
I would like to just add
I think you would like to add along with this answer, because we're combining and it's a very good question. Tushar Yadav from MP. कहाँ है? His question is very simple. तुषार जी बोल रहा है कि सरकार बोल रही है you have to reduce petrol consumption by 70%. At the same time हम लोग nanoplastic if you use वो भी pollution create करता है. What is your answer to this? I mean, you can tie it up to sustainability and your answer as well.
nanoplastic. Can you come again?
See, he says we are using nanoplastic EV, the production, all that is one side. One side, petrol, we are telling reduce petrol, increase EV, lithium, all that. This also creates a pollution. By decreasing petrol, are you telling that it's going to decrease pollution? Won't this also increase pollution? Broadly, he wants an answer.
Yeah, so these are two different aspects, right? So by decreasing petrol, by mixing up ethanol, you can travel to this conference. Is it audible? Yeah. So by decreasing petrol, the transport pollution reduces, right? By blending with ethanol or moving towards EV. So that's a different segment. Nanoplastic, as Sir said about microplastics, that's a different segment, right? So there we have to see, instead of using microplastic or nanoplastic, can we move towards completely sustainable? Can we make bamboo-based things? Can we make wood-based things? So that's a different segment altogether. But when you look at petrol or crude oil, we are tremendously moving towards solar and renewable. So we will completely get rid of petrol-based bikes, petrol-based cars by 2030, 2040 is our goal. So these are two different things, and we cannot do everything at the same time. We have to go step by step, and eventually we'll get there, right? It's there in our DNA already. Just to add to the previous question about sustainability, right? See, at your home, when a newspaper comes, you put it as a top shelf, the newspaper after reading it. Then after it has served its purpose as being a top shelf, it is being used to clean something. And then it is being used to do something else. It is reused 3 times before you throw away the newspaper. So it's kind of built into our DNA in terms of how we sustainably live. We are just expanding it into a national level to make sure we become a sustainable economy over a period of time. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question you can tie up because there's so many questions. So I think one of our panelists can answer one question and then we'll pass on. All are related. This is Aarti Kumari Bihar. कहाँ है आप? Her question is, describe some of the initiatives or steps that can be taken at the global level or at an individual level, either for reduction and disposal of non-biodegradable plastics. Anybody of you can take it. One answer from.
Yeah, there are some initiatives actually, but the concern is I really don't know why that has not been yet. For example, there is one person near to my place. His name is Ashwat Hegde. So he really works on this biodegradable plastic. So that plastic can be, soluble in water, and that can be drunk. And that has been published in many of the news. But there is one problem, it's not in the market even now, because maybe it's too costly. And recently I bought one, from one stationery. So they give biodegradable plastics. But is in all these areas, but a lot of the biodegradable, especially I'm talking about the plastic. So plastics are happening in India. There are many industries in India. So as of now, I know one person that's his name is Ashwat Hegde. You can just check on Google, and he has done a lot of work. Yeah.
I'm going to take 3 final questions. The remaining, surely, like we have done last evening, I'll wind up and answer the most important. One, again, Chhattisgarh se hai, Devendra Prakash Nishad. Kahan hai aap? Devendra, okay. Devendra question again. As NSS volunteers, we do cleanliness program. We find pieces of glass, plastic, etc., waste, all this place plastic. How can we dispose these things at a village level? Please guide us. He wants a very responsible disposal.
Okay, so having cleared garbage on every Sunday, I'll be taking this up. So, first of all, garbage, as NSS volunteers, you will have to educate your villagers to segregate garbage. The first step is segregation, because if segregation is done, 90% task is over. So they'll have to segregate wet waste, dry waste, e-waste separately. And they will have to place it in different dustbins or different places at least. So once those are available, you will have to speak to your Jilla Panchayat or the elected representative to give you a plant which is segregating the waste and also litigating the same. Fine? So first step is segregation, and then speaking to your elected representatives to give you a plant for the same. Thank you.
Karnataka Sharda Ansatidha. Again, this is a doctor handwriting. I'll ask the question, so in case nimge gottidre. Even after so much disaster happening in front of us, yaar did question in Karnataka? Name illa, doctor, I'm not able to read. Anyway, I'll drop this out. The next is Yohanan Kerala. Leah Anna Yohanan Kerala. Is she there? Next question. Yes. How SDGs are practical and relevant to development of India? Anybody want to take, or can I? Sustainable development goals. I will just go with very quick one-line examples of each goal. If you see SDG 1, SDG 1 says that the number of multi-dimensional poverty. Earlier poverty was if you don't earn money. But now you have money, but you are not doing few things. In your home, people are not going to school. There is no basic literacy. This is SDG 1. SDG 2, you are there at your home, you are in city. I don't know how many of you know, Bangalore has the highest anemia in Karnataka. Urban cities across India have highest anemia in, this is in urban areas. Money and anemia don't have a relation because we are obese. We have other issues as well. I'm not getting into that. This is SDG 2. SDG 3 has a similar thing on health. SDG 4 is education, number of dropouts, right? How do we reduce dropouts? SDG 5 is, there was a very good question yesterday, I will answer later on, female labor force participation, SDG 5. So like this, everywhere there's a target. India has a 2030 target on baseline. We are moving ahead, we are doing our targets, including Jal Jeevan Mission, where there's a rural tap water connection going on. And so this helps. In short, all the SDGs are practical in nature. It is helping India and the states move forward. Thank you. Next question, I think, okay, I think this is one. I'll close with asking this with each of our panelists. I'll start from you, Mr. Balaji. Will taking action, this is from Praveen Sharma, Uttar Pradesh. Praveenji, will taking action make our lives better or safer, or will it only make a difference to future generations? He's talking about will it happen now, or is it going to happen only for the future generation?
It is both for now as well as in the future, right? So if you, as you said, right, segregate waste. If you don't segregate waste, what happens, right? Your road is going to stink. You will not be able to reach office. You will not be able to have a safe environment, right? So those are some of the things that you need to do now. And some of the things like moving from coal-based future to solar is, right, and reducing carbon is all for the future generation. But there are a lot of things that we can do now in terms of conservation of water, hygiene, and other things. And there are certain things that are going to, see, again, this is a lifestyle that we have lived for 5,000 years. We're just bringing back that lifestyle. So there's no question of we will do now, we will do later. We just have to start practicing what we have been practicing for thousands of years. It's a very simple way of looking at it.
Who asked this question? Can you please raise your hand? Who asked the question? Okay, fine. Thank you, sir, because this is the most practical question. The reason is, fine, I will lead a sustainable life, then what is on the table for me? What is the use for me, correct? So sustainability is, of course, giving something or living something back for the next generation. What does it have for us? If you start using solar energy for heating your water at your house, who is saving money instead of paying current bills? It is you. If you start eating organic food or the food which is grown organically, who is becoming healthy? You or the future generation? You, right? And if you start going towards vegan, if you start going towards vegan food, who is at help? You? No, right? See, we have to come to this conclusion. I want to quote a line from D.V. Gundappa, DVG, a person in Baswangudi, a great writer. He mentions in Kagga that we are all just reflections of nature. So while thinking of sustainability, we have to see this as one earth. We have one chance for one earth. So we have to get inspired or inspire. So let us do this for earth and not just for ourselves. Thank you.
So first, as NSS says, we have to help others, right? So in the same way, our previous generations have given good water, everything, but recently we have spoiled it. But in the coming generation, we have to make it safer. And you know, by helping others, we will be growing. Or by helping the next generation, our generation will be at least, you know, we can save at least by 10%. So in that angle, so we have to leave for others, leave for the next generation. So I think that's the best thing that we can do.
As we come to an end to the panel discussion, can we have an NSS clap for all our speakers, for all the patients, and trying to answer so many questions that were already here. I know you all are waiting for one best question and also the 5 lucky names who will be getting the National Youth Festival bands. Are you all waiting for that? Lag to nahi raha. Sound aur zordar aana chahiye na? Are you all waiting for that? Okay. So now it's time to announce the best question that has been chosen by all the speakers, and that is Devendra Prakash from Chhattisgarh. Can you have, yes, can we have him on the stage, please? His question is chosen as the best question of this session. इसी तरीके से हम हर सेशन में एक बेस्ट क्वेश्चन को ज़रूर चुनने वाले हैं. और जैसे कि कल बताया गया था, जितने भी प्रश्न आए थे सारे प्रश्नों को पढ़ा गया है और उसके बेसिस पे वी आर एक्नॉलेजिंग 10 टॉप 10 और बेस्ट 10 क्वेश्चंस एज वेल which will be announced very soon. Congratulations, Mr. Devendra. And now can I have Ramya S. Biradar from Hubli, Karnataka. Please come on the stage. Ramya Biradar. Praveen Sharma, Uttar Pradesh. Please come on the stage. Palak Jain from Rajasthan, please come on the stage. Aarti Kumari, Bihar se. Vindhya from Karnataka. And Vignesh from Telangana. Can we have all of you on stage? Please collect your bands. Okay, I request all the students to please be faster.
ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು?
So we have a special question from Mr. Ramesh, so I request our speakers to kindly address that.
I am Ramesh Rathod. So my question is to Bhatji. So you said don't plant acacia. Which species is it? Acacia. Don't go for acacia. You said don't plant
Actually,
acacia.
I really don't know the biological name of it. We call generally acacia. Actually, the Karnataka government in 2017 they planned to ban the tree. So actually, even birds are not sitting in that tree. I can show you the image in some time. But that tree is very dangerous for the groundwater. It consumes a lot of water.
Okay, because I heard that it is a shallow-rooted crop.
It's no.
So it is a shallow-rooted crop. You said no acacia. It is Herculiformis and it is a shallow-rooted crop. So it has been proved by many researchers also. But there are a lot of controversial statements. Because
Yeah.
it is a shallow-rooted. How does it affect groundwater?
No, actually, it consumes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the patience to our speakers, and now it is time to honor them and give them a token of love, respect, appreciation, and a way of saying thank you for being with us and making this day and this session so beautiful and wonderful. So I now request Dikshita from Assam to please come on the stage and kindly present the memento to Mr. Lakshmikant Balaji, sir. Yes, definitely we need the NSS clap. Keep going on, guys. And now request Biljit from Manipur to please come on the stage and present the memento to Mr. Srinivasa. And now I request Deepshika Sharma from Maharashtra to please come on the stage and present the memento to Mr. Shrisha Bhatt. Thank you so much. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए हमारे speakers के लिए for the wonderful kickstart we had for day 3 and session 1. I thank all the speakers on the dais and I request them to kindly be seated off the dais as we continue with the next session. Thank you all the speakers once again.
Good afternoon, dear volunteers. NSS clubs, please. Thank you. Today, your food arranged here only. Please be here. Afternoon snacks also here. Up to completion of today's session, you be in the hall only. Today, our Under Secretary, Joint Secretary, anytime they are visiting to this hall, please be here. Thank you.
अभी मेंटल हेल्थ सेशन शुरू होने वाला है. कल इतने सारे सवाल आए हैं मेंटल हेल्थ के ऊपर. Our panelists will answer your questions. इसीलिए we are not taking any questions now on mental health. Thank you.
Right, so we now continue to the next session of this day. Are you all ready to welcome the next panel members and speakers? जैसे कि आप सब जानते हैं, topic is about mental health and we all know, I think there are 3 thoughts. सभी लोगों के अपने अपने thoughts होते हैं. मुझे लगता है 3 thoughts. It can be more. एक जिनको लगता है physical health is equal to mental health. मतलब दोनों ही important है. एक जिनको लगता है physical health is more important than mental, and then number 3, mental health is more important than physical. So I think we all are here and it's a mix of these 3 thoughts. So I think we can cover all of this. जैसे सर ने बताया है कि काफ़ी सवाल कल mental health पे आ चुके हैं, तो हमने उनमें से कुछ सवाल आज पिक किए हैं जिनका जवाब भी आज हमारे panel members देने वाले हैं. So now it's time to welcome our speakers for the next session, which is going to be about mental health. So girls and boys, please put a huge round of applause as we welcome our speaker for the next session, Dr. Rajani Parthasarathi, who is the Deputy Director, Mental Health and a psychiatrist at the Department of Health and Family Welfare. She devotes herself to the improvement of people's mental health. She has assisted many people suffering from mental health issues such as depression, schizophrenia, alcohol and other substances, marital counseling, personality problems, stress-related problems, and so on. So ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, let's have the NSS clap for our speaker for today, the next session, Dr. Rajani Parthasarathi. Come on, everybody. And now it's time to welcome and introduce our next speaker for today, Dr. Rajendra Kumar, who is an assistant professor at NIMHANS and specializes in child and adolescent psychiatrist. He has written more than 15 papers. So here we have our next speaker for today, Dr. Rajendra. NSS claps, please. And let it continue as I also welcome our third speaker for today, Ms. Shamita Shetty, who has done her master's in psychology with clinical as their specialization, currently working with NIMHANS for the project Yuva Spandana. Let's have a huge round of applause as I welcome once again our speaker for the next session, Ms. Shamita Shetty. Come on, everybody. Before we start and continue, I request volunteers not to collect any questions for this session as the questions are already collected. And again, we have the moderator as Dr. Mukund Raj sir. So can we continue and we start the session today?
Yes. Namaskar, this is going to be a different but a quick session, but with a lot of answers actually. Mental health के बारे में. The session is going to be a few minutes of talk on the expertise of each of our panel members. फिर इतने सारे सवाल हैं कल जो आपने भेजे हैं, we'll start reading those questions so that they can spend time answering out to you. The session will go, Dr. Rajani, may I request you to please share a few words.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ವಣಕಂ, good afternoon. How many of you are from Tamil Nadu? Nobody. From Maharashtra? So many. Telugu? Kannada? Okay. So we'll stick to English because so many languages. Okay. So how many of you think mental health is important? Okay. Few of you don't think mental health is important. Okay, what is mental health? Anybody? You can tell. What is mental health? Somebody can give him a mic. Can you give him a mic?
We are just divide our body into 2 parts. First is our physical health and second is mental health. And
Yeah, what is mental health?
Mental health is just what is your internal feeling, what is your internal idea, what is your internal experience with the thing, and what you are feel with someone, positive or negative things.
Okay, one more chance. He wants to answer. So last, then I will
Good
talk.
morning, ma'am.
Yeah,
Mental health is something that you express your own words, your decision making at
Okay.
at the right time, at right moment.
okay. So there are various definitions. I'm sure all of you have different definitions. Have you heard of World Health Organization? Okay. So World Health Organization has defined mental health as a person who knows his strengths and weaknesses. First part is a person who knows his strengths and weaknesses, a person who can, manage his day-to-day stressors, a person who can, who is contributing something to the society. So it is not so simple, right? How many of us are mentally healthy now? So how many of you know strengths and weaknesses? Few. How many of you are managing the day-to-day stressors? Again, very few. Say, how many of you are contributing to the society? Independent and contributing. Many. Thank you. So I will just tell you one story and I will end and I'll give to the next speaker because lot of questions have come which we have to answer. So all of you are youth here and those who have crossed youth also can go back to youth. So imagine you are in that 18 to 21, 22-year-old. So you are in a house. You have an opposite house person who is beautiful to your eyes. Okay? And then 6 months, you both are talking to each other, going around, dating. So you are in love. He is telling his experience. Okay. So one day early morning, you see your person going with another person in a BMW car. So what do you feel? Jealous. Then insecure. Any other answer? Danger. Cheating. Stress. Kills. Suicide. Depression. Anxiety. Bad luck. Addiction, alcohol addiction, yes. Drug addiction. What? Okay. So, only one scenario, same scenario, different emotions. somebody is depressed, somebody is jealous, somebody is angry, somebody wants to kill, somebody wants to commit suicide, somebody bad luck, somebody wants to buy Audi. But actually, her father had chest pain. She was going to the hospital with the cousin. How did you manage the stress? Well, did we manage the stress well? No. So we'll learn how to manage the stress, how to manage mental health and well-being in the next talk with Dr. Rajendra. Okay? Thank you very much. I don't want to take too much of time. So I welcome Dr. Rajendra to enlighten our youth how to maintain our mental health and well-being in spite of these day-to-day stressors. Okay? So before you react, think and then react. Thank you very much.
सबको मेरे नमस्कार. So अभी few questions के साथ कुछ देर आपसे बात करूंगा. It's okay if I speak in Hindi for everyone, or I should follow English? English? Oh. Wait. This is the mind war. Okay. So we'll start. So how many hands we have? Answer. 2. How many legs? in how many domains our brain develops? I will give you multiple choice. 4, 5, 6, 7. How many are for 4? 5, 6? अरे आंसर करो यार, गलत होगा. 7. So we have 7 domains. So knowing this is mental health. Right. Do we have nature in this, inside this hall? Where? Is it? Then? Okay. So human body, 70% is water. 15% is organic chemical. 15% is inorganic chemical. Where is nature? So seeing that is spirituality. Right. So, do we have electricity here inside a hall? Where? Show. It's there. Correct. We have electricity inside. Correct? There are 2 electricity. One is in the heart, which automatically generates. One is in the brain. So we are talking about youth. So this is a age of that change, where they have 2 chemicals. One is testosterone, one is estrogen, which will make lot of changes in our development. So with next few points, I will ask few questions. So I will narrate the domains of development. First is, when the child births, what does it do? Cries. But we all laugh. Correct? So emotional development. See, when I asked, few people said Hindi, few people said English. Why? Because they were taught Hindi, others were taught other languages. So the template was given from the society. So there is emotional development, there is social development. Whatever you have heard as a language is stored in your brain. Can you lift your right hand? All? Yeah. So which part of brain is working for this? Yes. So same. Where is your name stored? Where? So there is a space for that. Correct? When there is a stroke of right side, they can't speak. But when there is a left side stroke, they can speak. Why? Because left side carries the language area. So what I am trying to say is, the society gives a template, emotions stores it in the form of language, in the form of intelligence, in the form of morality, in the form of sexuality. So I narrated 5 domains: motor, emotional, social, cognitive, speech and language, sexual, moral. Out of these 7, which 2 are very important? Emotional and social, emotional and moral. Social. So, socio-emotional health versus cognitive, which is important? Someone said sexual. So we have only 4 chapters in the life: happiness, sadness, fear, anger. All are additional social names. Correct? So everything goes in like through I am seeing you. How I am seeing you? Electricity. Retina creates electricity. So there are 5 inputs. 5 inputs, 2 output. One is speaking, one is walking. So what you feed in will come out. So knowing about social and emotional aspect is the important aspect of this generation. So what is the current mental health issues? 20% youth need some amount of help. They go through emotional problem, addiction problems. So they are not managing their nature well. They are exposing their sensations to the not so healthy lifestyle. So tell me the secret of success. Dash makes man healthy. Dash makes man successful. Dash makes man great person. Dash, what is that? Controlling. Vision. Understanding. Observation, thinking yourself. Meditation. So, one thing is habits. So, habits are difficult to inculcate, difficult to maintain. So, given the culture was prescribing us rituals and habits, that was keeping us away from the stress. Now our culture is in flux by science and technology and that quick revolution. So what our eyes see and ears listen is controlled by media. So will you allow your brain to be controlled by all this? So that is what is needed at this moment. So whatever mental health issues will be of fear, sadness or anger. They come from Mars, Moon. They come from only two aspects, relations and our profession and personal life. Correct? So, we need what for a good mental health? Habits. Okay, what else? Currently, how many of you have not seen your face in mirror? How many of you have not seen your face in mirror? How many? No one? So, do you have a mirror for your brain? What you are feeding it? How much you are feeding it? To what extent? So that practice is needed in your day-to-day. Your body is nature, your brain is electricity. What you feed will. So stressor comes from relationship or achievement. So how many of you go to gym, lift the hand? Shabash. Great. So that is bodily. For mind, what we need? Hope. Which brand will sell that? Is there any company? No company? Then how to develop this? Because we need to buy it. Acceptance. Competition with oneself, not with others. Ready to face failure. So, this can be taught or this can be practiced. So that awareness of what aspects of my mind can be made strong, that need to be practiced in the way of habits. So this brain, as this electricity box has been distracted by media. In movies, alcohol, aggression, sex, violence. How many of you don't put visual there? Lift the hands. So that is what we are feeding our brain. So we need to be careful what we are feeding. And life is all about balance. You go to one extreme versus the other versus you stay in between. So mental health problem is, I can tell when I have a problem at workplace that I have a headache, but I can't tell that I am depressed. That is called as stigma. So this is one major problem. Second, before we used to go to nature. Now we have socially nurtured, socially nurtured. So there is something called as relationship aggression. On Twitter there will be fights. One comment, 10 dislikes, then they will be depressed. Youth know Korean language, yes or no? What is the band name? But we don't know Indian bands, which were old, which taught us philosophy. Yes, sir. So, what I am trying to say is, we need to have a balance between what and how we need to maintain the mind versus maintain the life. And it's a practice. I think I will end my talk with this, and I will answer the questions when it comes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajendra. I now welcome to the dais Ms. Shamita Shetty to please continue with the session.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank Dr. Pradeep sir for this wonderful opportunity first. And okay, I'll start with my story about this profession. So my whole school life, I just wanted to get into commerce and become a chartered accountant, and that's all. But there was an incident in my life where one of my closest cousin fell sick with a mental illness, and I was wondering, what is the cause? I mean, his parents are fine, his siblings are okay, and I don't see any genetics, but there is no biological. And social factors, I don't know. So things like this made me to follow my passion, and luckily both my profession and my passion aligned. So this is my story. I just want to know a quick indicate, how many of you all have your closed ones suffered or suffering from any kind of mental issue? Okay, that is pretty much, okay. So I can see a few hands raising. So this is a major issue to be addressed. And I'll just talk about few surveys. So a survey conducted, it is a very recent one, conducted by Nimans, revealed that 150 million Indians require mental health care. And guess what is the number of millions receiving it? Any guess out of 150 million Indians? Yeah, okay. 30 million Indians are receiving mental health care, but these are the not the clinical ones. And talking about youth, UNICEF has found that 14% of youth who are aged between 15 to 24 years suffer from depression, and they have also indicated that they have no interest in doing things, which is a symptom of depression. So looking at stats, there is a high need to provide mental health care services. Just think what would world be with these services and getting all these kind of services. It would be a happy place, right? It would be a better place. So how do we do this? Can we get some tips on how to improve our mental health and well-being? And also to add on this, mental health is not only about clinical disorders like depression, anxiety, or schizophrenia, bipolar, and etc., etc. It's not only about that. It is also positive psychology, where we improve our mental health and well-being. Okay. So I think from last 4 days, there has been yoga every morning, and today was Yogathon. Can I have a quick indicate on how many of you participated in Yogathon? Oh, that's a good number.
Yeah, kids are good kids. Everybody has participated. NSS.
Okay, so do you want to know what happens in the brain when you practice yoga and meditation regularly? Okay. So basically your brain structure related to awareness, attention, and self-related thinking changes. The structure changes and it increases in volume, which is a very good thing. And also hippocampus, which is related to memory and learning, also increases in gray matter. So these are the studies that have been found related to yoga and meditation. Now, a lot of you may be having these questions, okay, we need to, I don't have time for yoga or meditation. Let's say you have a break, a lunch break or a tea break. Just take 5 minutes away from that break. Just sit in a noise-free environment and start with the guided voices. And then later you can do it by yourself. Practice this regularly, definitely reduces your stress, improves your mental health. And also stress is the major factor in mental health issues. Okay, so what are the other tips? Other tips include you're sitting in front of your laptop all hunched and you're so stressed, your project is now not happening, you're not getting your results. What do? Just get up, take a walk. That will definitely help you. You're literally poisoning your body if you're sitting in the same position with your adrenaline and cortisol hitting the roof. So when you get up, you'll feel relaxed. And okay, let's say you're physically not capable of getting up. Just take a deep breath, change your posture. That will also help. Okay. So talking about youth mental health. Youth undergo a lot of academic stress, a lot of confusions on what to choose the career. So, and also relationship problems, adolescent puberty problems, peer pressure, influenced by others, substance use disorders, and a lot. So you are highly vulnerable. Looking at these issues, there is a program known as Yuva, which is by Department of Youth Empowerment and Sports in collaboration with the Center for Public Health, NIMANS. The main mission of Yuva program is to empower youth and youth mental health. So what happens here is, we have Yuva Kendras in all 31 districts, in all the districts. And each Yuva Kendra will provide you absolutely free guidance and okay, so yeah, we have these counseling centers and there are 31 in all 31 districts. So you can avail these services. And also we have a complimentary for Yuva program, which is life skills training, where the NSS officers and coordinators are trained, and further they can train the students all over Karnataka. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharmita ji. श्रेया शलके महाराष्ट्र से है यहाँ उपस्थित. आपने कल सवाल किया था कि जनरली मेंटल इश्यूज आर यूजुअली डिसमिस्ड बाय ओल्डर जनरेशन एज अ फेस और माइनर प्रॉब्लम्स, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स डोंट इवन कंसिडर थेरेपिस्ट इन चाइल्डहुड. सही है. इसके जवाब देने के लिए डॉक्टर रजनी को 4 वॉलंटियर चाहिए जो फर्स्ट आएंगे. शी वांट्स टू इंटरेक्ट एंड प्रूव. 4 वॉलंटियर मिलेंगे आगे, यहाँ से आगे, यहाँ से 2, फर्स्ट 2 यहाँ से और फर्स्ट 2 यहाँ से. ओके, ठीक है. रजनी जी,
okay, you can come fast, last 30 seconds. ನೀವು ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. 1 2 ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಅಲ್ಲ 1 2 ಮಾಡಿಸಿ 2 ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಚೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ. ಎಂಪತಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ.
सवाल रिपीट करता हूँ. द क्वेश्चन इज, बचपन में पेरेंट्स don't consider any issues, they just move it away. थेरेपिस्ट की जरूरत नहीं है, सो क्या मेजर्स ले सकते हैं?
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All 1 can go out. I told you 1, right? Please go out for a minute. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕರ್ಕೊ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ. All of you go out there. All once to go out. All of you have gone, huh? Only two are here. One should go out. 3 have gone. Ek number. You are one. Moor jana hoide. Yeah. Stand here. Stand here. Two. Okay. So you have a partner outside. All partners have gone out, is it? He is going out. Okay, alle kalsi. Na helid mel kalsi. So your partners have gone out. So you have to tell one activity for your partner once the partner comes in. So what is the activity you want your partner to do once the partner comes in? Dance. Okay, you stand here, remember. So what do you want your partner to do? Sing a song. Your partner should do anything, any activity. Song. She has told song. Anything else? Song.
Joke. Beatboxing.
Boxing.
Claps.
Claps. Okay. Fine. You can call them. So they all have told one activity for their partner. Okay. So partners can stand next to them. So you give some space. So who was her partner? You. You can come this side. Who was your partner? Stand together. Go back. Who is your partner? Okay, who was your partner? 2 more? Absconded. Okay. So you both are partners. Okay. So there is a twist here. Whatever activity they told, so they have to do themselves now. Okay? All ones can go and sit there. All ones, you can stand there. So what did you tell? Dance. So why don't you dance? You told what? Dance. Yeah, so please dance. She had told, you want a song? Okay. So any song can be put. Okay, you sing a song. You have to sing a song, no? Yeah, sing. She will dance.
I can sing any song.
Any song.
Hindi? हाँ Hindi.
So she is requesting to sing a Hindi song.
डॉक्टर जी
मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद सा टुकड़ा रहता है मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद सा टुकड़ा रहता है फिर अफसोस है ये कि वो हमसे कुछ उखड़ा उखड़ा रहता है
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So what did you say for your partner? Dance. What did you say? He told an activity. Swimming. Song. I thought swimming. Sorry. So dance. So you have song or dance? He is confused now because he has to do. No. Song bola. Okay.
वो डांस बोल रही है
नहीं you told it is your activity. You can do both. It's your wish. You told the activity. आप बोल दिया
Hello?
ना, आपका wish.
मैं मराठी लैंग्वेज में सॉन्ग बोलता हूँ जो हमारे महाराष्ट्र में संत तुकाराम है उनका अभंग बोलता
Okay,
हूँ मैं
very little. 30 seconds.
थैंक यू मैम हेलो तुका म्हणे माझे तुका म्हणे माझे तुका म्हणे माझे हेची सर्व सुख तुका म्हणे
Thank you.
माझे
Thank you. Thank you. You sang well. What did you say? Song. Okay. Which language you told?
Telugu.
Joke. You told joke. So cheating. Joke.
Ma'am, if I say joke, they'll laugh that it is a joke or not. It's really worst joke I have.
Okay, please tell your joke. Yeah.
Okay, everyone knows jokes about elephant and ant, right? Yeah, but I don't know. This is my joke, please.
What did
Thank
you
you.
say? You were outside. Okay. What activity you do?
Beatboxing, ma'am.
Okay, do it.
Hey everyone, this is Asbernwal, and as ma'am has told me to do beatboxing, I am going to just little type of beatboxing that I am learning from YouTube. That is, this is not so good, but this is, I think, worthy for you all. As you know, the Punjabi Bhangra. Thank you.
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. So
What
much.
did you say? Claps. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So, first person, one or two I'll ask them. Did you think when I told one activity to others, what did you think?
It will be cool to see someone dance.
Correct. So, when we give an activity to others, do we think? We don't even think, right? So when there is a twist, what did you feel? You felt like shocked, right? Like, why should I do, right?
Yes.
So this is called empathy, right? So when you give some work to others, so you don't even think, ye karna hai, karna hai. Okay, if somebody comes and tells, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm suicidal, my lover went off, I'm feeling so sad. We'll tell what is there. If she goes, you find another one. It is so easy for us to tell, right? Right or not? So this is called empathy. When we tell activity for others, when we tell others, we don't even think what that person might, whether he knows or dancing, whether he knows this beatboxing, nobody thinks. So this is empathy. So I just wanted you to understand. Because if I tell empathy in one line, you may not understand. So thank you very much. Give them a big round of applause.
We have bands for all of them who are on the stage now. So I request all of you to please
Band
collect
to
your
all.
bands.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Madam, yes, those who are not collected.
So who has not collected? Anybody? This is for me. So hope you all understand what is empathy. So please empathize with somebody when they come with some issue. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So hope it helps you people to understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the best to all of you. Yeah.
डॉक्टर रजनी थैंक यू. लोगों को लखपति करोड़पति पता था, आज आपने एम्पैथी भी दिखा दिया. तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आई विल पिक इट अप. मुझे थोड़ा सिंपैथी दिखाइए, मैं पिकअप करता हूँ. ओके. डॉक्टर राजेंद्र, एक सेकेंड. दीपशिका शर्मा महाराष्ट्र यहाँ है तो क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, नहीं तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है. शी इज देयर. इट इज डॉक्टर राजेंद्र, ये आपके लिए है. इट इज वेरी हार्ड to deal with secondary trauma. She basically says, I often have a burnout. So how can I take care of my mental health?
Right. So there are two aspects to answer this question. One, what is trauma? Like, I have been faced a situation where that situation demands the strength which is beyond my limit. Or someone is trying to misbehave with me in emotional ways. So that is called as trauma. So first is to see where trauma is coming from and then ensure the safety of yourself. To put a boundary that I don't want to take it. Second, this trauma is, if I want to explain in electricity terms, the brain, whatever the experience it says, it stores in certain patterns. When that memories will restart, that will create that emotions. So, second is to practice relaxation. Third, as I said, given this, any situations, few aspects are very much needed, is to practice how to develop hope, how to accept situations, how to solve a problem, how to accept it. So, all these three practices, again and again, can bring out that person out of that state over time. Thank you.
Follow up, you can meet him in person. You can always meet him in person. Vaishnavi Dikshit, UP, है हॉल में
Vaishnavi Dikshit.
Vaishnavi Dikshit.
Yeah.
Vaishnavi, this is not a question to any of our panelists, but I want to read and we will recommend it to Ministry of Youth Affairs. इनका एक सजेशन है कि यूथ आजकल झगड़ा कर रहे हैं बहुत सारे इन जनरल, यानी झगड़ा मीन्स देर आर मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग्स, ये वो स्कूल में कॉलेज में छोटे छोटे बात, जैसी मन की बात होती है कॉलेज लेवल में या स्कूल लेवल में एक दिन या एक हावर मन की बात अगर हो सके तो इजीली सुलझ जाएगा बात. सो दिस विल बी प्रेजेंटेड टू द मिनिस्ट्री. If you come, everybody, I'll have to give a chance to everybody.
Be there only, because everybody will.
No, I got your point. Madam, I'll tell you.
Understood, understood.
पोषण अभियान में पोषण अम्बेसडर कर रहे हैं स्कूल में. A similar concept we will propose. Thank you.
It is a valid suggestion.
It's valid
noted.
suggestion. We are giving it to the ministry. मैं 3 लोगों का सवाल क्लब करना चाहता हूं. एक नियाज, आई थिंक फ्रॉम कर्नाटका, इफ नियाज इज देयर. One is Loganathan from Tamil Nadu. This is Loganathan if he is there.
Loganathan, are you there?
Shivam Sundaram from Bihar.
Yeah.
Please, kade rahiye. The basic thing is, there's a lot of negativity. I will add on to his question. His question was basic negativity hai. So, also lack of confidence comes in. And how can we actually have a positive feeling? I want to add one which has come in informal sources. आजकल के जो बच्चे हैं सोशल मीडिया में इतना सारा प्रेशर लेते हैं. दे टेक अ लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर. मैं व्हाट्सएप देख रहा हूँ, इंस्टाग्राम देख रहा हूँ, लाइक नहीं मिल रहा है, ये नहीं मिल रहा है, यूट्यूब, टिकटॉक, आर्टिफिशियल प्रेशर है ये. सो what do you advise? Because as Yuva Spandana, you are meeting a lot of youth. What is your advice to all of them? And how to make this negativity into positivity? Thank you.
Okay, so social media pressure has become so common these days with the youth especially.
Also negativity in general.
Okay, so we have also been seeing a lot of clients with social media issues. So what we do is, one thing I would suggest is social media detox. Start it day by day. Don't think, okay, I'm not going to use social media for next 1 year or next 1 month. Just think, okay, today I'm not going to use social media. And try making whatever the content, if you're a content creator or an influencer, then you'll be having the sources of income too. Then make it as a just keep a specific timeline to it, and don't make it, 24/7 and take a lot of pressure from it.
Dr. Rajini, just to add on, general negativity, his question also was focused on how to change negativity into positivity.
But and lot of them have asked about depression, right? So youth nowadays, many of them are going through depression. What to do? See, actually, like fever, up bed sakte hain. You can sit. See, lot of you, as you know, physical ailments, body can go through fever, cough, tuberculosis, malaria. So we all seek help, right? So there is lot of awareness about physical fitness, but the very little awareness is there about mental fitness, right? Do you agree or not? Yes. So if somebody is very angry, so we don't say that go and meet a psychiatrist. If somebody is sad, if somebody is anxious, if somebody is using alcohol, cannabis, brown sugar, anything else, I know very few. Sorry? What other addictive substances? Huh? All of you are feeling hungry, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, mind can also go through mental health issues, ailments. So, whenever somebody is going through 2 weeks or more, throughout the day, feeling very sad, not able to do day-to-day work, easy fatigability, and then not able to enjoy what he or she was enjoying before. So if you have these kind of symptoms, and then negative thoughts, hopelessness, helplessness, suicidal ideas, it's better that if it's good if I die. And then getting plans that I can die like this, I can die like this, and searching measures to attempt suicide. So if you come across anybody like this, so please start talking to your kith and kin and take that person to mental health professional. So we all know that it is science behind the mental health issues. Anybody with brain and mind can get mental health issue. Who can get mental health issue? Anybody, right?
Dr. Rajini, in the same vein,
So,
same vein, and answer the final question with each of you. I think you want to answer this as well.
Yeah.
This is Shri Roshni Sharma from Assam, which is related to what you're talking. Roshni ji, hai kya? Nahi hai to bhi, it's a very relevant question. Why should we talk about mental health? Why is it important?
Yeah.
I think you wanted to address that, so
yes.
please.
So, what I'm trying to tell you is, see, all are youth, and nowadays it is so disheartening that every 192 seconds we are losing one life for suicide. And the most productive life, youth suicides are increasing. So frustration tolerance is coming down. So because of depression, anxiety, mental health issues, people don't seek help because of the stigma discrimination. So mujhe pagal kehta hai. If I go to psychiatrist, people may brand me as a mad person. So how many of you like to go to beauty parlor? How many of you like to go to beauty parlor? Boys don't like, is it? All of you. All of us like to go to beauty parlor, right? That will improve your physical beauty. So if you go to mental health professionals, what will improve? Your beauty of your mind improves. So please seek help whenever there is, pervasive sad mood, too much of anxiety, man kehta hai, 30 le lo, 60 le lo, okay? Whenever your mind gets suicidal thoughts, alcohol, substance abuse, so please seek help. It is no stigma discrimination. It is as common as fever and cough. And do empathize with others also who are going through anger issues, irritability, sad mode. So please take them to mental health professionals and help them when in need, so that all of you together can prevent many suicides and save lives and community and productivity to this nation. Thank you very much. So anything that you want to give as tips, you can come here also.
Yeah.
Yes. Somebody should give him mic. I can't hear what he is telling. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಮೇಲ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सॉरी मैम, आपको डिस्टर्ब किया मैंने बीच में. आई एम रियली सॉरी अबाउट दैट. और मैम ये क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में ही नहीं, सब बहुत से लोगों के दिमाग में खटकता होगा, और मेरे लिए तो है ही, क्योंकि आई एम फेसिंग एंग्जाइटी डिसऑर्डर और मैं इसके लिए कंसल्टेंसी भी लेता हूँ. ठीक है मैम. सो आप जब कहते हैं कि मेडिटेशन वगैरह कीजिए, मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने बोला है मेडिटेशन कर, मेरे फ्रेंड्स भी कहते हैं, डॉक्टर्स भी कहते हैं, मेरे घर वाले भी कहते हैं मेडिटेशन वगैरह कर तो ठीक हो जाएगा. मैम जब मैं मेडिटेशन करने बैठता हूँ, थॉट्स जस्ट ओवरफ्लो होने लगते हैं, बिल्कुल आंखों के सामने पिक्चर्स बनने लगती है, बिल्कुल फालतू की चीजें आने लगती है. सो मैम ऐसे समय हम क्या करें? मेडिटेशन इज द ओनली वे टू क्योर आवरसेल्व्स.
Okay, we
और वो भी
understood.
नहीं हो रहा है.
We understood. He will answer that question. Anger management.
Yeah. See, there are 2-3 things to highlight. How many of you don't use mobile in bathroom?
They don't use
Don't use.
If you say use, everybody and how many, doctor, your next follow-up question is how many of them are lying here?
Yeah. So, see, we are social beings and we have boundaries in society where what we should do. This mobile is taking everything to bathroom. Even a chat, even about sex chat. So we are losing boundaries. So first important plan, you close your eyes, think about 30 years after your life. How did you spend your youth? 3 hours in mobile, Instagram, Facebook. How do you feel? What will the next generation do? The time need is we should have a plan for ourselves to manage the media and social media and the technology. We should model to our younger brothers. And it will help to prevent many problems. Do you agree? So that is first part. Second part is, as one person said, there are some situations where the thoughts are overwhelming, how to control, medication doesn't help. So there are day-to-day situations where we can overcome them. There are situations where it has reached beyond a limit for which we need medication. So we need to balance which one is needed at that moment. Third, as you practice grooming, you need to practice reflecting your mind. You need to decide, there are 2 domains. Society and what you expose in your society is connected to your emotions. To whom you will relate, how to relate, the ways in which resolving the problems will determine your mental health. So, you feed what you want to your brain by healthy habits, then you will have your strength. Reflect on your mind, practice notions of competing with oneself, hope, not comparing, having a regular practice of such thought process in day-to-day basis will definitely make you. Whomever feels less confident today is not because they are not capable. It is that the society has given feedback and brain has stored that negativity in that brain. So it's your job to redefine it and retell your brain, though I can do it. If you sell one day and you will forget, the brain will not learn. The learning happens by electric connections. So you need to control. So habits, reflection, maintaining social life will affect us emotional health. Knowing how to manage emotions is also a part where our colleague discussed about life skills. Read about this mental health from today onwards and model with others. Thank you.
Thank you.
So with this, we hope we have covered most of the questions and answered most of the questions. Again, sir, with the permission of Mukund sir, do we have the GeoChat still open for the students?
The evening section, no, because now till yesterday we had, or this morning, we had 490 questions which we have tagged. We have read each question, isliye Vaishnavi ka question we could actually find out. We will be reading the other, I think we have got about 100 questions from morning, that also I will be reading. So this will be the end of it, but we will be picking 10 best.
Yes.
And I will be answering many more because in the valedictory session, jahan Anju Bobby ja rahi hain, जो पद्मश्री है, ओलंपिक गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट है, उत्तम सिंह जी आ रहे हैं. 18-year-old David Beckham is coming, cyclist, he is coming from I think अंडमान, आ चुके हैं. और शैली सिंह who is the youngest athlete to win an international medal. ये लोग आ रहे हैं. उनके साथ भी हम लोग मेंटल हेल्थ की बात करेंगे, बिकॉज दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस. जहां गोल्ड मेडल विन करना पड़ता है इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे, दे हैव टू, दे ऑल्सो गो थ्रू अप्स एंड डाउन्स, देयर ओन इंस्पिरेशन. बिफोर दैट सेशन विल बी अ बिट लॉन्ग. यहाँ बहुत सारे सवाल आए हैं कि स्टार्टअप के बारे में आए हैं, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में आया है, हाउ डू आई बेनिफिट के बारे में आया है, डिजिटल इंडिया के बारे में आया है. सो देर आर टॉपिक्स वेर आई वुड लाइक टू टेक अबाउट 15 minutes to educate how to become an entrepreneur, why entrepreneur, can I pitch in. So at least some basic सवाल out of these 500 questions in digital India के बारे में आए. So I would like to touch upon this before selecting in the next session. अभी नहीं, अभी आराम से खाने दीजिए. और हम लोग तब तक ये 100 सवाल जो सुबह के हैं, climate change and sustainability, we will sort it out, pick 10 questions, we will answer that 10, and also I think there'll be a couple of
Yes,
other
we are acknowledging top 10 questions as well. So
we are acknowledging top 10 or full top 1. Top 1 also we are acknowledging of this, जहाँ consensus पे होगा. We are acknowledging the one question that makes a difference to the entire youth. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mukund. So this was a question that I asked on behalf of the students because I know that they might have few more questions. So yes, here we end with this session of the last day of National Youth Festival. एक बार फिर से जोरदार तालियां हो जाए हमारे speakers के लिए.
लेकिन चैनल पे सवाल पूछ सकते हैं, but it will not be considered for this top 10. We will reach out to them.
Right. So I think question is already answered. And yes, as I said, let's continue to thank our speakers for all the patience, for all the knowledge they have shared on mental health. एक बार NSS clap हो जाए हमारे speakers के लिए, all the panel members के लिए. And now I request Pankaj Kumar from Chhattisgarh to please come on the stage and present the memento to Dr. Rajni. And आज के सेशन का बेस्ट क्वेश्चन भी दिया जाएगा, so I request your patience. I request Gaichui Lui from Manipur to please present the memento to Dr. Rajendra. And Hemraj from Himachal Pradesh, please come on the stage and present the memento to Ms. Shamita Shetty. And yes, now it is time to announce the best question of this session. Any guesses? कौन से स्टेट से हो सकता है ये बेस्ट क्वेश्चन? एक बार जोरदार फिर से आवाज हो जाए, कौन से स्टेट से हो सकता है ये बेस्ट क्वेश्चन? वैसे आई विल गो विद द क्राउड विद द मैक्सिमम वोट्स एंड दैट इज महाराष्ट्र. प्लीज वेलकम श्रेया शेलके ऑन स्टेज हु विन्स द बेस्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर टुडेज session. Meanwhile, I request Deepshika Sharma from Maharashtra to please come on the stage. S. Hima from Andhra Pradesh. Nitin V from Karnataka. Roshni from Assam. And Arun Kumar from Telangana. I request all of you to kindly stay back here. Dr. Ranjendra Kumar, I request you to please join them to present the best question. Can we have the next lucky names, lucky students on stage, please? Kindly collect your bands for today. So lucky students के लिए भी एक बार वापस जोरदार तालियां हो जाए. Let's have the NSS clap going on. for our speakers, for the best question winner, for the lucky students and everybody. And like we all know कि कुछ ही देर में हमारे बीच में ये दिग्गज नाम होने वाले हैं. So as a token of respect, I request all of you to please gather back exactly after 30 minutes. आप लोगों का लंच यहीं पर अरेंज किया गया है, सो आप सभी लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट है अपना लंच लीजिए और प्लीज़ ऑडिटोरियम में अगले आधे घंटे बाद वापस आप सब यहीं पर आ जाएं. थैंक यू एवरीवन.